Welcome back to the lunch table, food for thought. I'm Nico Blitz. Make sure you hit that subscribe button at the bottom left-hand corner. We're also on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio app, post-earthquake, and also 4th of July when we're recording this. If it gives you guys any idea of when we're doing this, I'm still kind of shook right now. But it's a celebration, man. Shout out to TC. He pulled up on us one time, and he is back again with his band, Heroes. What's poppin', y'all?
Hey. Yeah. Thanks for having us over, man.
Y'all good? Y'all brought some beers.
Yep.
I mean, we're legitimately celebrating today, man.
Yeah.
And TC actually brought like a really dope gift for the lunch table. Yeah, that shit's pretty tight, bro. Look at this shit. So, TC, why don't you explain to everybody what you brought, man? Oh, microphone, bro. What you doing?
This particular wine is from 1844.
Jesus.
I'm lying. I'm lying. It's not. But we were like, yo, we're getting bruised.
Scoot back, man, so the camera can see you, man.
We're getting bruised. We're getting and we're getting wine for our cutty.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that. It's like,
hey, man, let's drink to that first and foremost.
Hey.
I can't reach y'all,
Cheers.
but you know. Okay,
We're gonna
cool.
reach. We gotta have him.
All right, looks like we reaching.
Cheers,
Cheers, man. Cheers. So, we good? So, TC, man, Heroes. How does all of this come up? First of all, introduce each and every one of you.
I'm TC.
I'm Connor Smith.
I'm DJ Kevvy Kev.
Kevvy Kev, Connor Smith, and TC. Cool. So then, individually, what do each of you do in the group?
Individually, we all play every instrument. We're all we're all like Super Saiyan juiced, steroided.
Jesus.
Yeah. So everything from bass to the Serato. Everything from bass to Serato. All three. And it's four of us. Nate, shout out to Nate. Nate had a family emergency. He couldn't make it out. But
Well, shit, the couch could only fit 3 people.
yeah. So sorry, bro. And Nate, sorry, bro. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, like we all play everything. It's 4 producers. Goddamn, I'm already saying 3.
No, you're good.
Sorry, Nate. It's 4 producers. We all produce. We all dive in engineering. So there aren't any one set roles for all of us. It's just like we all just do what we have to do to get the job done.
Well, you know, when I was listening to your EP last night, I was probably listening to it at like 12:30 in the morning, right? And I'm over here expecting, bars and all that, but then like the introduction is kind of like this rock and hip hop introduction, and it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the 4-track EP. And once I came to realize that, I was like, wow, this EP is just filled with instrumentation that I've never heard of before.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big comment, bro. Thank you. Yeah. Because, I mean, we all have origins in, like, different areas of music. Like, we've all been on our jazz bands and things like that. But, the roots of where we'd like to be as musicians individually, it's different from each of us. But we try and root everything we do together with EDM, but just from that point, stretching it on however, far, however diverse we can while still maintaining that unity with the sound. Like X-Men, for instance, we just started that one off with a guitar riff, and everything was just built around that, man.
Damn. Yeah.
So that's just one example of it. We usually start off either with a riff or an idea or a template that had already been laid out by TC or Kev, and it's up to Nate and I on our strings to just lay down on that. And the 4 of us are all each very talented vocalists as well, so where it helps, we for sure snap on bars and vocals.
So let me ask you this: was anything sampled?
No.
Okay.
We make our own samples.
Yeah.
So like, it's and that's the fun part, going in and creating
Yeah. From scratch.
literally, bro, like shit.
Oh yes.
He's like, man, give Kev some mic time, bro.
Yeah. No, like literally, like so we got the cave. We literally just create, come up with something, find a tempo, and just go off. Like, you feel me? Like Cuddy was saying, like we don't try to stay in one lane. We just try to utilize every lane possible. You know what I'm saying? So you'll hear trap, you'll hear a little jazz, or a little bit of everything. Really.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys this. I spoke with Lola Romero, who was the engineer for Anderson .Paak's Ventura and Oxnard, right? And she was telling me that essentially what happens is Anderson and the Free Nats, they all get into the same recording studio and they kind of just vibe out. And then once they pick up on something, they just have somebody recording the entire time. And you know what I mean? Like everything is just live and kind of just off the bat. Is that similar to how you guys work in the studio?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, we all musicians, so it's like having a jam session. So we like go in and just vibe out, you know what I'm saying? And then once we feel like we found something, then we'll just, hit that click record bar, really, and we'll chop it up from there. You know, it ain't nothing like we're going in, okay, this is what we're doing. Like every time we go in, it's a freestyle.
Yeah,
like,
very free form.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I feel like you can get a lot more emotion out of that.
Yeah, I agree. And I didn't really realize that until we were recording tracks for this EP and eventually the album that we're going to have come out later this month. But we really are hitting those ranges, like, right on the dot, I would say, as far as where it sonically needs to be. It just sounds incredible, and it only comes from that, just being improvisational. We almost never, and this sounds bad, but we almost never come into the studio with something in mind that we want to lay down, a particular idea. That sounds
insane.
bad, we're just at it without a plan, but it's true and it's not true. We have ideas and we have emotions that we want to lay down with the music, and it's just however we directly need to go about doing that with our recordings and masterings is just what makes us the heroes.
Well, yeah, I mean, granted that you have somebody like Logic who can make a 1-800, but then it takes him like months and months to develop just because he's trying to get the message all the way through. Right. But I mean, I even relate your guys' style to how I personally enjoy freestyles nowadays. Like, I would watch like King of the Dot freestyles back in the day, and then I kind of picked up and I'm just like, oh, everything is scripted. And then when I see a freestyler just like in the booth, let's say like Sway's 5 Fingers of Death, right?
Yeah.
That's when I'm even more impressed because I'm like, well, not only am I getting bars, but I feel the emotion coming out of you, especially because, it just feels like it's not scripted at that point. And that, to my point being, I feel like that's where the true essence of music comes from, when you can just really play off emotion and translate it naturally onto a microphone or onto a track.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest, speaking for all of us, I feel like with bars, I don't think that I am on a lot of these records. And I'm no Nas or Jay. You know what I mean? Or nothing like that. Or Pac. So, I feel like when we're in Connor's on a lot of the records vocally as well, and Cuddy. So I think for us, we're literally dialing in on the tone and the sound, the whole song. Even if even if the lyrics are only 2 words, or 3 words, I'm not personally trying to bar nobody up. No. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think when it comes to your guys' music, I think it's more so just enjoying and I hate using this word, but I think just more so enjoying the vibe that you guys have going. Because absolutely. I felt like at 12:30 in the morning when I'm listening to this EP, I felt like I was in a room filled with hella people just mosh pitting and shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
For the Money and Fame EP, that was like exactly what we wanted to hit on, the level that you sort of feel like you're in that club or you're at that house party.
Yeah.
Our Money and Fame video, that was fun. That was a good night. But yeah, it just locks us into that environment. So visually, we want to really lock in at a sort of style that matches as perfectly as possible with the sound. We have, I think, 2, maybe going to become 3 videos that are coming out for the album too. But as is with the EP, it's X-Men and Money and Fame, right? We don't have third.
Give her that. We have one for
Yeah, absolutely, and that one's already on YouTube. We've got Give Her That and Money and Fame that's already out. Those are the tracks that sort of lock you in on that club vibe, like when you're moshing. That's like some thick EDM, but also elements of the rock and the hip hop and all that stuff is all in on that. But we're just trying to, as well as being as talented musically as possible, utilize the visuals however best we can. Everybody's doing it now, just the way that technology is, there's no way not to make something look like it's built for theater. So we really have to take the technology that's available to figure out how to bring that to a level where, brings it from the 2010s to the 2020s, so to speak.
Of course. Because, back in the 2000s, you could make a hip-hop music video with just 3 different scenes, Right. But nowadays, I see people be that much more creative. Like, okay, if we're going to do, like, a new music video, we're going to throw, like, some filter on that makes it look like 1988. Right. You know what I mean? We're gonna crop it so that it looks like a square as opposed to like a 1920 by 1080. And it's like it's those little things within music videos that make it that much more appealing to a wider audience because people just don't think about their music videos anymore.
Right. Like, all right, and a great art. So that's such a great point. With us, we are so honed in on acting. Yeah. And it's such a big part of who we are. With our first music video, Give Her That, we're filming in a church, we're filming in a club, we're filming in a studio, because we're actors as well. All 4 of us, we are all, I would say Oscar bound. You know what I'm saying, Cuddy? Like, period. I believe we're Oscar bound, and we take so much pride in our music videos, just as much as we do the music. And it's the funnest process. And to be honest, remember we are 7 months in as a band, as a group. We're 7 months in, and I believe.
So who impregnated who?
So it came in my ear, right? And then in my head.
Like,
and y'all drinking. Congrats, man. Great parenting.
That knocked you out of the park, bro.
Like, so through the acting process of us filming the music videos, that is where I believe the base of our connection and growth started. Not even through the creation of music. We knew we had that down packed. So we were like, okay, what can we do visually to really take things to the next level? And our acting, it's just like, I had a blast watching all 3 of my cuddies act their asses off. And I'm, dictating behind the camera. You know what I'm saying? Same with Cuddy. Cuddy Connor is the one shooting all of our music videos. So everything we do is in-house. Animations, that's all Cuddy Connor.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Everything is in-house.
So let me ask you this. Like, individually, what are, like, your... I want to ask, like, what is your top skill set? Okay. Considering you guys do a plethora of things. Well, I mean, Kev is what, DJ Kevvy Kev?
Yeah. My DJ.
I don't know if that already spills the beans or not.
Yeah. So I'm like 10 years in with DJing. Musically, I've been born into it. I started when I was like 3, playing the drums. I'm probably just as better playing the drums than I am DJing. And then I am DJing, I'm a chef.
Oh, word.
Yeah, so I have my successful cooking business.
Wait, is that yours, Trap Kitchen?
Yeah.
I've seen that on IG.
Yeah, so.
No, hell, that's you?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
He's a master class chef.
Dude.
Yeah, it's me and my brother.
Trap Kitchen PDX?
That's our Portland fan base.
What the hell? Yeah. The real Trap Kitchen.
Yeah, no. That's our main page.
This is you.
250,000 followers. We got 5 food trucks and 1 restaurant in Oakland.
So you're saying as you're DJing, as they're playing the drums, you could also be cooking at the same time.
At the same damn time.
Yo, Eng, so, where do we sign up? This sounds like a match made in heaven right now. Food and music, that's the lunch table, right?
That is it, for sure. So I'm literally running on fumes because 4th of July. I had so many orders. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Getting calls. I got a pool party to do at 3. So it's like, and then we're at the Paper Tiger tonight.
Jeez.
So it's like nonstop, and it's back cooking in the morning. So it's just a nonstop process for me. Like, but I love it because this is what I do.
Yeah.
This is all I think about. I breathe, like food and music. Like, so when we put together the band, it was just like, you feel me? Why not? So Cuddy is my cousin. Cuddy TC.
Got you.
That's my cousin. We kind of started.
So TC's your cousin.
Yeah. TC, my cousin, he introduced me to Connor and Nate, and we clicked right away. Like,
So then, how do you two meet Connor?
no, T.
So
I got it. Yep. So they were already like,
They're already
tapped
friends.
in. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and he introduced me. TC introduced me to Connor, and we kind of all just started rocking out. Like, we had like a little live jam session where we were just tapping in a cave, and we just put together. Cuddy had a cool idea of actually making it a band, and just putting out great music. I was like, fuck it, like, why not? You know, I'm musically inclined. As busy as I am, it's like, what the fuck do I got to lose? Like, you know what I'm saying? So why not? Like.
So Kev, were you and TC ever making music together when you guys were younger?
We missed time. He was on the road with like Jay and Nas. My whole high school and before, touring. So, and I was playing football. I was in high school. I went to Crenshaw, so I'm from the Crenshaw district. So, I was tapped in on that. So it's kind of like it's missed time now. It's crazy, like how it works. Like, all the time that we didn't have, we've been like tapped in every day. It's like nonstop. Like, the band brought us close. Family wise, it brought us closer.
Yeah.
And Cuddy Connor just jumped right on board.
It was a perfect fit, man.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it was just a perfect fit. I've known T'Challa since about, I want to say October 2014. We have a mutual friend, Daniel Curtis Lee. He was an actor most known for roles on like Nickelodeon and Disney and stuff. I met him in college where I was studying film. We'd been jamming and vibing for a while, mostly centered on music, but then eventually went on to doing animations together, and then he would bring me on board for like studio shoots and stuff. But anyway, he was the one that introduced me initially to T'Challa.
So you do animations too?
Yeah.
And they're dope.
This is like some random. This is like a cheat code right now. You got food. You got animations. Vocalists. I don't know, man.
Hero.
There's not much we can't do, to be honest with
that's
you.
That's fucking cheating, dog. Like,
Yeah, man, for real. Like,
oh my goodness. But yeah, it was just that unity of how everything so perfectly fit with itself. And as Kev was talking, our big jam session, I believe that was earlier this January, and that was the first real time that it was all of us together vibing collectively on that music vibe. It was just perfect. Like, even people that were there that just walked into the room, they knew that there was something special that was going on there. And, like, we were even ones that were figuring it out with them, Yeah. It was just, we were there for fun, but we walked out of there knowing that it was going to be a profession.
Yeah.
So it was big.
Up. So then when was that moment when you guys knew, like, this is it? Like, when did it click?
There were a couple of moments where it was just, like, it started with the initial idea of it being Heroes. I remember last October when TC was on the podcast, he had brought up that it being Heroes. I think he mentioned me specifically. So that was like where it was first brought up, and it was on our minds, but we were taking it seriously, but not to the point of it being like an actual music collective.
Yeah.
In December, we had laid down a couple of tracks, one of them being X-Men. We had a number of really solid tracks that we did that month alone that really, in my head, locked in as far as like, okay, this is something that's feasible, we can do it, and it's just going to sound incredible. And then the next month, I got a version of X-Men with Noah James. That's what you'll hear on SoundCloud. And, like, personally, that was the moment where it was like, okay, this is big. Like, it was solid until this point, and definitely something that is tangible and can be done, but now it's like something that people wouldn't be able to say no to. And then we just kept laying down records on top of that. We have...
Continue.
But yeah, just there were a number of moments throughout the course of this year and the end of this last year that really helped us all hone in what the Heroes Collective needs to be and what our sound is and what we need to push out there. Just it started off thinking about how it was going to sound musically, but just intertwining all these visual elements into it with the sounds we already had was just, it made it look incredible as well as just sounding amazing.
Well, how do you guys even get the name Heroes? It's like, man, we prepped for this question. We knew TC was going to answer. He passed that motherfucker hella fast.
Yes. So, there are a couple of, honestly, it's more on a spiritual note.
Do tell, man. You see this cross around me.
There, all right,
24/7,
let's tap
bro.
in. Okay, so we are believers of the gospel of our Lord and Savior, King Jesus Christ, period. We are believers at the highest level, and we are, I know we are a family, our families are full of ministers. Cuddy's dad is a pastor, and a very well-known pastor throughout the city, and is also a former football player. So he's just a well-renowned man, right?
This is just adding on to the resume of. We got a football player. We got a football playing king in space. I don't know if you guys understand that reference, but
SpongeBob.
yeah, thank you, thank you.
So I knew that on a personal note that the only way to describe and on a personal note, I'll say this. I feel like my brothers are legit heroes, even just for me personally. I personally am a guy that wants to rule the world. And my brothers are quality men that are like, how do I put it? They're quality men where it's like, yeah, okay, yes, we are ruling the world. But they know how to go about winning in life. I am a winner. So I can only surround myself with winners. Mm-hmm. I am the Golden State Warriors in the flesh. And so are my brothers and my cuddies.
Not the 2019 Golden State Warriors, though.
Oh, that's cold. That's cold. Injuries, but who knows? I mean, Kawhi, who knows? But I personally believe that we are the dream team, and we have a lot of work to do. Okay, so this is what it is. You know when you realize, okay, you're in your life, and again, I'm speaking from a personal matter, a personal note to let you guys know how much you guys mean to me. And what you guys are to me. You realize in life, okay, again, I'm 29 years old. I love my life. I have an 8-year-old son who is the king, my son Lion. You are the king. I love you, son. Shout out to you.
Well, you name him Lion?
Yes. Both parents. That's another story. Yeah, and his mama's a genius too. Shout out to you, Storm. Shout out to you. So it comes a point where you realize, okay, look, either you have to turn on that switch to win, or you can sit here and keep being lackadaisical. You have to surround yourself with people who are just as great as you, period. Which means whether or not they are around you or not, they're going to thrive. You know, and that's what this group of guys are. That's who we are. And heroes, again, going back to the spiritual, going back to the king, heroes. That's one thing we for sure all have in common, is the fact that he rose. And it don't even matter if we all have it in common or not. It's fact. He rose. And that is the basis of who we are. and you know, it's again, these are the greatest guys I've ever. I don't ever. I'm a hero until I die. I would never trade the travel it took for me to get here, to be with these guys, with my guys.
Well, you know, I like where you were saying where you kind of flipped heroes into heroes, because at some point in time, in the beginning of all our lives, we all come from the ground, right?
Right.
And to see all of you have the exact same mindset, it's kind of like all of you know your potential and where you can be, but also know that you have to start from the ground up. So therefore, you are all rising together.
Yeah.
I mean, the group is all male, I presume, too.
Yes.
So, breaking it down to, like, heroes is... Now I'm getting is the perfect moniker for all of you collectively.
Wow.
Man.
No, I didn't see that definition coming.
That was a tap in right there.
Yeah,
hey man,
for
it's
real.
the shout out to Coors Light. They're gonna get the quick flex.
Yeah, thank you. Quick flex.
That's amazing. So, how long does it take for you guys to create the EP Money and Fame?
We were just talking about this earlier with Angie. All the sounds that went into that album have spanned about, I believe, 5 months of work. We've been together officially for 7 months. Yeah. That's about 5 months worth of sounds put together.
That's what I said. I was like, no way.
Not to say that like it took us 5 months from start to go, but it was just organizing what tracks we were most comfortable with putting out for our first EP. And the amount of time that spanned between the recordings of those tracks is about 5 months. Because X-Men, that's the first track on it. That one, again, is from December. And then we've got Official Trap Tour. When did that one happen?
So that happened like maybe about 4 months prior, to be honest. But a lot of the records that we have now on our EP, again, we were juggling, okay, what are we gonna put on the album too?
Yeah.
So in a 7 month time span, I mean, we're cranking out like 3 tracks a day.
Crazy.
Like, but 3 solid tracks, you know, like a couple of records on
bullshit.
No bullshit. Like, give her that. We finished that within like the first month or two that we were, you know what I'm saying? So that's been like that's been mastered, you know, since November of last year. You know what I'm saying? So some of the records on the EP we haven't touched. You know, as far as the mastering, it's like we were done with that record.
So then what makes these what makes the specific 4 out of the entire bunch? What makes those specific 4 the ones that made Money and Fame?
We felt, well, let's start with X-Men. We were juggling with that record to be on the album. And to be honest, Cuddy Connor was fighting for that record.
I was.
It's so big.
That's on my heart, man. That just hits so big.
So we knew, okay, if it's not going to be on the album, the least we can do, not just throw it on the EP, but putting that as the first track to let people know, yo, this is who we are. This is setting the ground base on you knowing who we are. We're the heroes. You're going to know that, hey, you know, you're going to get some big-ass 808s. You're going to get some huge EDM drops. You're going to get a crazy-ass guitar solo. You're going to get a crazy-ass, legendary-ass guitar riff to start. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, so that's what X-Men. Money and Fame, we were, again, we can't bullshit where we are in life and what we're trying to accomplish. We're here to win, period. So, you know, all the money, yes, we want. All the fame, yes, we want, with our privacy. You know, but it is what it is. We want it all. So that's pretty much where it's like, okay, we have to include Money and Fame, just off of the principle of we are here to work. Like, okay, when you have a 9-to-5 job, the only reason why you're working that job is to get money.
Yeah.
Period. If you're not working that job because you like the job, you know what I'm saying? No, you're here to get fucking paid.
Exactly.
We are here to get paid. And in our field, it's a blessing that in order to get as much money as you can get, you have to be as famous as you can get. Mm-hmm. Period. We need the money. We don't need a damn thing. All we need is God. But we want the money and the fame, or we have the money and the fame.
Well, there's kind of like a correlation between the two. Obviously, the more famous you are, the more money you're going to make.
Yeah.
It going to Kev right now, like Trap Kitchen. I've heard like the real Trap Kitchen like fucking everywhere, and you guys are obviously doing well.
Yeah, so the money. It's great. Like, so, which is why I don't mind tapping in, because I do love money.
Put the mic closer to your face, man.
I do
People
love.
gotta hear you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, man, shit. I love money, and I love shopping. I love to eat. I love to eat at nice places. So money is big, you know. I like treating myself, and it's like you gotta treat yourself when you work hard, you know. So
Let me ask you guys this. What does it take? Because Heroes is still 7 months in. We have 2 months left. But it seems like you guys have had success in your own individual careers, right? Mm-hmm. What does it take to get to that point? Because not everybody reaches that point where they can start up their own independent business, and it becomes like one of the biggest things, even in just like an area like Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. What does it really take?
It really take like, honestly, like dedication. Like you got to be like focused. Like I hear people all the time talk about, well, I want to do this. I want to start up. Somebody was telling me they want to start their own daycare, or I want to start up have my own studio. And it's like, how many times are you going to say it until you actually do it? You know? So with us, like like it goes back to money. Like you need money, so you can't really wait. And I don't like borrowing from no one, period.
Amen.
So it's just like, I got to go do it, you know? So like with Trap Kitchen, it was just like, how can we make a couple dollars, you know, real fast? Like, you know, always getting bumped up by the fucking police in the hood, and how can we, like, stay out the way? You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, man, let's just sell some food on Instagram, and, you know, already got a party and following base from DJing, you know, doing big house parties, and just fucking. And I actually, like, a nigga made some enchiladas, like, and posted it for $10. You get a soda, went to Smart Final, grabbed a big ass case of sodas, and that shit went nuts. And we just kind of like stayed from there. So, really just being focused, like I said, like being tapped in with Heroes, our band. And I told her, like, if we gonna do it, we gonna do it. I don't half-ass shit. Mm-hmm. Like, so when people be like, oh, you're not gonna pull up, or you're lying, or you just playing. I hate that. It's like, because I'm really a man about my word. Well, we all are. Yeah. You know, so you'd have to be. And that's kind of where it come from. Just, you know, and then during that, it's like hard work, like Nipsey, hard work, dedication. Like you got to be dedicated. You got to be like tapped in on what you want to do, like and get every emotion, take every emotion from it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It can be a hard time, a struggle time. You're going to be broke, you know, and go through it all. But it's just like, you know, shit, like it only moves up, you know, it only goes up from there, you know.
Well, let me ask you guys this, because I've seen some of the greatest groups of all time just kind of break off because there are situations in which money becomes a factor. Like, how are the splits? Like, how is everything, like, evenly split? Who's actually pulling weight versus who's not pulling weight? And when money becomes a factor, it tends to distract us from the greater purpose that we're all supposed to be doing. Right. In the case of you guys just want to create, like, really dope shit. Right. So how do you guys keep yourself in check with that? Because granted, the other guy who was in here, that's 4 ways to split the money.
Yeah.
So how do you guys keep each other in check and make sure egos don't clash?
We all, there's no egos. Like we all, like I said, we all brothers. So we look at it like that. So if we all doing something, we're gonna split it all down the middle, like with everything. That's even with doing a gig, like a little gig. Like we done a gig last month or 2 months ago, and got paid like $375 for it, and we just put it in the pot. Heroes the pot.
Wow.
So we'll use that for if Cuddy needs some film, or if we need to buy some brews for the next whatever. We not. Like I said, it's not more so about money. Like the money is gonna come, we know it. So, we're music. This is what we love to do. So
Yeah.
If we got $1 million right now, we gonna bust it down. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. Cuddy gonna take more because he thought of the idea of Heroes. Cuddy gonna take more because he played guitar. Like no.
No.
See that?
Uh-oh.
Me too.
What?
Wait, let me see.
Red flag. Red flag.
No.
It's an even split all the ways around. Like, it sounds just
Wow.
indulgent to say, but we try never to think about the money aspect of it. I mean, our EP is titled Money and Fame, and yet money is the one thing that we try not to focus our mindsets on and
Love
really
it.
remove the spirit of the music from in that sense. Then the music just becomes indulgent, and it's like us talking to each other if we're feeling some kind of way about each other. That will never be the case. So I just personally feel like as long as we continue the tradition of just an even split 4 ways, just with the amount of work that we're putting in individually, it will just work itself out.
Yeah.
It's a great question to ask, though, because it's not something that you can predict, or the fallouts. You just can't predict those. But as long as we continually mitigate the stress and anxiety of trying to figure out how to manage the funds. And as Kev's saying, if everything we make at this point going forward is just put in the band fund, and we're all just using those assets to help ourselves, then it just only continues on in that spirit.
What he said.
Yeah, perfect articulation, man.
Thanks.
So, the album, it was Strippers and Hookah?
No, Strippers and Hookah was the EP, and we knew we needed we needed something harder. We could have done Strippers and Hookah because
Viagra and alcohol. Much harder. That's much harder. Hey, if you guys ever use that, I need my 10%.
Oh shit. We knew it was time to amp it up and be not just honest, but fully authentic in who we are and what we want. Me and Cuddy, we've spoke before, and me personally, I'm a very upfront guy.
Yeah.
And I am my company. And we knew, okay, if we're going to sit here and put out an EP, we need to let the world know where we are at in that time point in our lives. And in this particular time point in our lives, the money and the fame is where we are. Period. So every move we make is dictated on the money and the fame.
So then the album, what do you guys plan on calling the album?
Messiah.
Heroes, Messiah. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. But why Messiah?
Because he rose.
It don't get no better than that, and it's real facts.
It's simple and
Yeah.
it's simple as fuck.
simple.
That's it.
Yeah, to the point.
It's simple, but it's complex. Like, it's deep, I would say.
Yeah.
You were talking earlier about how it's just our own individual ascensions within the band. I mean, we're not calling ourselves messiahs or anything like that, but I mean, it's locking in on just, a man that rises. We've got 4 men that are rising in our own rights within the group, and then there's, Christ.
Yeah.
So it just all taps in on that level of just an ascension.
Yeah.
And then with the album, them tracks are on another level also. Like, and you'll hear, being that you listen to Money and Fame, you'll hear even the more broader vibe of music. Like we're going to Prince, we're going to Morris Day, we're going to House, we're going to all type of levels. Like, you feel me? And I love the album. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the album is cold. It's crazy.
Incredible.
When you guys
I can't lie.
when you guys slated to release it?
Birthday.
No, we pushed it back.
We did?
Yeah.
I wanted to, but Cuddy convinced me earlier today.
Yeah.
July 31st.
It's gotta be locked in on that, fellas.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We may push it back just so we can get some big promotion behind it.
Yes!
Yeah, so we may
I.e.
push it
this.
I will say though, Grammy consideration ends August 31st, so we do have a deadline.
There is a deadline. That's true.
back. Yeah, for real.
Fuck, bro.
There you go.
And how many tracks and any features?
Yes.
Features.
Yeah, we got a big feature with Channel Trez. He's like,
He's the king of dance in LA
Yeah.
right now. He's just the biggest. Yeah.
he's like on tour right now, I think.
Yeah. We have
Go ahead.
we have Channel Trez. We have Daisy. Daisy just sold out the Roxy.
Wow.
And Daisy have been my personal good friends since for maybe about a good 4 or 5 years. And the crazy thing is the record we have with Daisy is something that we've worked on not in the 7-month time period. It's like a small template. And it's perfect. Like Daisy, she's amazing. Like her voice is like one of a kind. Like it's not even you're a generational thing. No, it's a lifetime.
Damn.
Like she is. Words can't express, bro. Not even gonna lie to you.
I gotta listen to Daisy now.
Yes. She is and they are great. And her voice is A1. It's A1, bro.
So you have Daisy on it. Who else?
Daisy, Channel Trez. You already know Channel Trez. Channel is the man. He's destroyed the record. You have Channel Trez. We have Daniel Curtis Lee, who is
Oh wow.
yeah, who he destroyed the record too. The thing I love about our album is it is a big compliment to what we're doing. So it's not the feature doesn't make the album, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't it's the perfect medium. Everybody's on one accord. So it's not like, you hear some tracks and there's some features and you're like, oh, okay, well, if this person wasn't on that record, then that record wouldn't be what it is.
Gotcha.
That's not the case with this album. The album is high octane, the highest level of steroids. Brock Lesnar level,
I can actually back that up because on that record with Noah James, right? It just seems like Noah James complimented the song, but he didn't make the song.
Exactly. Yeah, and that for anybody that wants to work with us and collab with us, that's our energy. That is it's a family. We're all one. So though we are the heroes, there's no hero ball. You know what I'm saying? So we're athletes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's a
mean?
statement.
So it's all, we're on the same team. So yeah, the album is so it is, I believe it will go down as we say 500, but I think it's going to go down
500 specifically.
Yeah. I think it's going to go down as like top 100 albums of all time. Even if it's recognized 20 years from now, where it's like, God damn, like these motherfuckers, that's how they brought in the next decade. Like, we know we have one of the top albums bringing in the next decade, period. There's no doubt about it. We know. Yeah.
I mean, strictly speaking, it sounds like a lot of what he just said was opinion-based, an opinion I share, but just like by the facts, sonically, and just with the diversity that we have with the sounds, everything we've been talking about up until this point is pretty much building up to that. I personally have never heard anything like this before. Just the work that's gone into it and everything that we wanted to put into this album. It's just unbelievable that it was even able to click in these individual tracks, that they were able to click in with each other as they were. It really equates to an unbelievable sound, because it just keeps building and building. There's just such an incredible diversity to this album that I've never really heard anything like it before. Because, like we're saying, it's all rooted in EDM, but we branch out into so many other different genres and sounds. And the visuals that we've collected for some of these songs, it's really amazing to both listen to and watch. And I can't wait for it to come out. So the 31st is going to be a big day.
July 31st. Well, that means I have to get this interview out in a couple days, which I will definitely do. Heroes, where can everybody find you guys?
Heroes,
and why isn't your music on Spotify?
Now, the album will be on Spotify, iTunes, Tidal. We wanted SoundCloud for the EP because we already had a following on SoundCloud. We put out a remix with Roddy Ricch, or a Roddy Ricch remix, rather, of Die Young. And it generated 100,000 hits. So
wow,
through that, we got 150. Through that, we we gained a following on SoundCloud. So we were like, okay, let's just drop the EP on SoundCloud. And, let it do what it's gonna do. The album, we're going full force, every platform. So the album will be on every platform for sure. And in time, the EP will be on Tidal, Spotify, and iTunes. But we were chilling, so it's we just wanted
right.
just put on the cloud, yeah.
So social media wise, where can everybody find y'all?
Heroes Band, BND, Heroes, HEROES, BND, on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. We just made our Facebook page. So, yeah.
Low key, I wish you guys would release this July, August, in September, because then that would be the official 9-month period. Referencing back to the joke we made probably at like the 15-20 minute mark.
That makes sense, bro.
This is the lunch table. Food for thought. I'm Nico, Blitz, Heroes, TC,
Nico,
Connor,
so
and DJ Kevvy Kev. We are out, everybody. Yay!
Thank you.